Hey, how are you? I'm Robin Nolan, author of the best-selling Gypsy Jazz Songbook series and creator of Gypsy Jazz Fast Track and Transfusion. These online courses and books have taught thousands of guitarists all around the world how to have fun playing Gypsy Jazz. In this series of videos, I'm here to answer your questions, and today I've got a question from Phil, who's from Baltimore in the US, and he's asking on some tips for being able to, internalize and memorize and learn tunes. So I've got 4 tips for you today, okay? So these are 4 things which will make your learning of a tune, it'll go a lot smoother and a lot easier, so you can remember these tunes without relying on the chart. That's the whole point. So number 1 is to, guess what? Play it 1,000 times. I don't want to sound boring, but if it's a tune you love anyway, then it's not gonna be a problem. You're gonna want to play it every time you play, and the more you play the tune. So instead of learning new ones before you know old ones, try and consolidate on what you already know. And like I said in some lessons before, if you got 20 tunes or enough for a gig, then you're set. Hunker in on those 20, get those really good, memorized, and get them slick before learning too many more. So it's better to know 20 really well than know 200 half. So play it 1,000 times. If you played it 1,000 times, there's no way you can forget it. So that's tip number 1. Number 2 is to listen to as many versions as possible. So if it's a tune like, Honeysuckle Rose, let's say, you're trying to learn that tune and really get to know it and familiarize yourself with it, then, don't just listen to, Django's version. In fact, listen to every Django. I'm sure there's quite a few Django's versions out there. So check all the versions out you can. And it might be from, guys who are not playing it in Gypsy Jazz. And I see that as an advantage, really, because you might hear a modern jazz guy or a modern jazz piano player playing Honeysuckle Rose, and it'll give you a lot more depth and knowledge about that tune than just listening to a Gypsy Jazz version. So listen to as many versions as possible. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to, if it's applicable, to know the lyrics, This can really help you with a tune, especially a ballad or something with really beautiful lyrics. I haven't done this to every tune, but a tune like, Out of Nowhere, you came to me from out of nowhere. At least know what the tune's about, you know what I mean? If it's a love lost or love gained or whatever, or it's good to know the lyrics. And by knowing the lyrics, you can articulate the melody, I think, a lot better. So if you know what the words are, you're almost kind of trying to articulate that with your guitar notes, so it's not just kind of notes which don't, it's got more, more meaning, really. So if you can find someone singing the song, then do that too. Obviously, you're not going to get someone singing, Saint-Germain-des-Prés, one of these beboppy tunes, but if it's a standard, then check out Tony Bennett singing it or something like that. Number 4 is when you're actually playing the melody, don't just learn it in one position. So you're tied down to, like Out of Nowhere, that's just like, so if you only play it there, take the little bit of time and effort it takes to learn it down a register. So, down or up. That's going to give you your delivery of that tune, your interpretation of that tune, a lot more depth, and it's just going to make you sound a lot more, interesting when you're playing that melody. So there's the 4 tips. So it was like play it in different registers, play it 1,000 times, listen to someone singing it, and listen to as many versions as possible. Do this for every tune, and I guarantee you that you will actually learn and retain that melody a lot better than if you didn't. So there you go. There's my tip for you. If you've got a question you want to ask me, you want to hear my take on it, my answer, then I'd love to hear it. Just fire away. I'm here for your questions. And then also, if you haven't checked out the Gypsy Jazz Guitar magazine, then you've got to go to gypsyjazzsecrets.com and download the free app. And then this is a magazine which is using video and photos, and you can hear music in it and read articles, and it's a real beautiful thing. You can view it on your iPad or your iPhone or any Android device. So that's available at gypsyjazzsecrets.com. It's really awesome. Anyway, I hope you got some tips from this video, and I look forward to seeing you soon in the next one. So until then, take care and keep swinging.